Okay, so here's everything for my Digiscoping rail mount setup. First, what I'm going to do is I am going to start the build with the balancing rail. And so we have basically two components, which is this Nodal Rail here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this clamp onto it. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily use this at all. You can use this clamp at all. You can actually mount your scope directly onto the Nodal Rail itself. However, I like the ability to remove the scope. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my clamp and I am going to do a top mount. That's the best way to do it for this this build. And you basically screw this guy on the top and the middle, and of course I want to prevent any type of twisting motion, so I'm also going to add some additional screws. These screws I think I just had lying around, so but these are 1/4 screws that go into the clamp. Okay, so this is going to allow for your ability to balance on your tripod head and add your mount. Okay, now we're on to the half cage build. This has 3 components to it. The most important component is this Camvate half cage. Okay, this is actually meant for a Sony A1 camera, and the most important part is this mounting point here on a 45-degree angle. That is going to help us eventually mount our red dot later on to that area, and that'll help line with the center line of the scope. Okay, so this one's actually fairly straightforward. This is a handle that I bought from Moment, and it's just a NATO rail, so I can just screw down on it. And the good thing about this one is it has a Bluetooth shutter right here. Okay, so that's nice. Now, what eventually happens is you're going to slide this into the half gauge part into the Nodal Rail. Okay, but what you're going to find is that there's going to be kind of like a sweet spot where you want it to stop. Okay, so later on you'll find out where that is, and that's why you add this stop bar. Okay, so once you find your sweet spot in your setup, you're actually going to, let's see if I can kind of show that to you there. You're going to put that stop bar, okay, and that way you can actually disassemble this and reassemble it very quickly. That was upside down, and you can go there. Okay. And the last part of the assembly is going to be using your red dot. Okay, this is by Astromania. Okay, and it has a clamp style attachment, and you can actually add that to a Nodal Rail. So I actually bought this Nodal Rail right here. And it came with these 2 1/4 screws on it. The only thing I added was something called a T-nut. Okay, and you know they just look like that. And what that's going to do is that's going to actually allow us to create an anti-twisting moment on this surface here, right? Because if you screw that into just a single quarter 20 hole, it can still twist. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to basically line this up to this hole, and it screws. I'm going to screw right on to the mounting hole, and then this is already set. So when I get this screw in here, okay, get that in tight. This is already lined up and flush against the half cage, so that T-nut will stay there, and that is going to prevent a twisting motion on this nodal rail. Okay, so then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this clamp and I'm actually going to put it on the nodal rail. One of the neat things about the moment handle is that it actually has a integrated hex wrench, so you can actually just, you know, slide the nodal rail in there, okay, and screw down on the screws, okay, and there you go, you have your setup. Okay, so you can actually turn this red dot on. In this case, it's a green dot. You can see it in there. There it is. Yeah. And you can slide it onto your other piece. Okay. So now that you have that, you can actually take your scope, and that will actually should be able to screw that on. Okay. And can't really see that because it's on the other side, but there you are. So then of course you have to zero your scope, but once that's done,